Hello. If you can hear me, press 1 in the chat. Man, my phone always dies at the wrong time, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Hi, Christine. Aw, thank you. So I sound okay? All right, hold on. Let me grab my phone thing real quick. Then we'll jump in. All right. I know there is a lot of shit happening here on the YouTube streets, and tonight that I'm not going to talk about it because everyone's talking about it. It's not a secret what's going on. So I've been scheduling this live for a while now, for like the past week or so, but I've been getting involved in a lot of shit and I had to reschedule. A lot has came up the past week, so I apologize for the lives. I'll set them and then I'll reschedule them. I was thinking about rescheduling it tonight, but then I'm like, you know what? Nope, who's going to be here? They're going to be here, right? So if you guys haven't checked out Edward Covington case, check out on part 1. It explains what he did. He was the Mother's Day Massacre. The murder was at May 11th of 2008. He got caught the next day, May 12th of 2008. And the detectives that were watching while he's in the room, this is what we're going to watch. Like I said in part 1, the detectives are interviewing him on May 14th of 2008. It all happened in May. I said March 12th, sorry. He killed his girlfriend and 2 kids and a dog. It's a 7-year-old Zachary, the boy, and a 2-year-old Heather, Savannah, and their pet dog. He started out meeting on Plenty of Fish online website back in 2007, moved in April 2008. Been off and on through the whole time since they met. Lisa's mother, Barbara, Lisa's the girlfriend, said that Eddie abused the children, found bruises and bite marks. Eddie said he never or will ever hurt the children. He disciplined them. Barb has pictures of these marks on their children. Eddie said the family was full of love and he don't know why he did it. He killed the children first and then Lisa. Before the killing, Lisa and Eddie had a good Sunday. Just like any other day, they woke up, cooked breakfast, did what they did, had sex and some drinks. He took a handful of Seroquel because he was really dead tired. Then was all naked when Lisa's mother found them. So what happened was, he said, they had sex, they had a few drinks, and 1 minute the next happened and he killed the children and Lisa. They were all naked when they were found by Lisa's mother, even the dog. May 11th, when he killed them, Barb came that morning and found them because of no calls from Lisa. So there was no calls from Lisa saying Happy Mother's Day or nothing to the mom. That was unusual. Called the police and found Eddie in the closet, sitting up sleeping. So after he murdered the family, he went into the closet and he said he was getting some clothes and he fell over and went to sleep. Eddie, the night of the murder, after the killings, he tried to call his ex-wife. Him and his wife divorced in 2000 sometime. He was abusive. Both had addiction problems on top having mental health illness. When he divorced his ex-wife, he killed the cats. Eddie was addicted to crack cocaine, mental health illness since they told him when he was 26 years old in 2000. So he used the whole mental health card. And the last time he got checked when he was 26 years old, and that was in the 2000s. So it's not like he had mental health illness this whole time. And he tried to pull that card like, listen, I have mental health illness. I was on top of, I wasn't taking my mental health medicine. And, and I'm doing crack cocaine. And this is why I was delusional. And I don't know why I did it. That's where we're at right now in part 2 is why he did it. Like, what was the reason? I mean, I know it's like a long draw, but every detail of him talking, we need to know. You will see the detectives starting to interrogate him. In the first one, I know it was like a long draw of things, and you're like, oh my God, get to the point. But there was a reason for that because the detectives was building a relationship with him to make him feel like he's safe and that he can talk to somebody. So that's where we're at. We're figuring out why this is happening. What is the reason? Things like that. When I play the video, please put on headphones if you cannot hear, or put your volume up, because we're going to be discussing this. He does have patterns, Christine, from his ex-wife. After he said when he murdered the family, his girlfriend and the 2 kids, because he don't know why. They were full of love. They loved him. He just didn't understand why he killed them. Somehow he called his ex-wife just to talk to her. Like, he was so out of it and delusional. He didn't know what. The ex-wife was on crack cocaine, so they both had addiction issues. They both had mental health issues. And the relationship was working, so the wife divorced him. And then 7 years later, he meets Lisa. So he is starting to use the mental health card when he got caught, and on anything he could put him away. As of right now, we are heading into part 2. So hopefully, when we get more into it, we're going to know why, where, how, and all this stuff. So here we go. Please put your headphones in. Trigger warning. Please, if you feel it's too much, you can leave and I will understand. If you are watching the replay, comment below after the video. See what's your intake on things, what's your opinions, and comment on this. I think this is an interesting case. I think this is an interesting story, and I believe we can get into it. So I think I still got... Is this it? Yes. This is it. So I got March 9th, 2024, Supreme Court oral arguments. Edward Allen Covington versus State of Florida. What's this? Oh, okay. And this is a little bit of a little story on this. I don't know how long this is it. 32 minutes. Okay. All right. All right, so I will understand if you want to leave. Please put headphones in if you can't hear me. Yes, sensitive subject. Material we discussed. Trigger warnings. Yes. All right. Here we go.
Didn't let do anything the rest of the day.
What do you mean, like a timeout?
Basically, And we rode the rides, and he got to watch his sister ride the rides. It was part of his punishment. I mean, that's the only best punishment I can see at the time without having to take him to the restroom and spank him, which probably would have done nothing for him. Take something he wants away from him. And it worked for a couple of days. Then that Monday, her mom was his mom was working overnights, and she hadn't come home yet. She was getting off at 7. I guess they were doing week 12 inventory, and this was probably about 6 o'clock. Her mom came over to the house. We opened the door while I was asleep instead of waking me up, and answered the door without even asking who it was.
Right.
Then he went to church, and as soon as he got out of church, he ran around the corner, and was hiding from his mom.
Why? Did he misbehave in church?
I'm not sure if he was misbehaving in church or not. Her sisters and brothers are funny. Her sister will take your car keys and hide them and forget to tell you. That's how they are. But just kept running off. I told him, I said, well, I went to the FDLE website. I said, look, you see all them blue circles? I said, you see those 3 red circles? And I said, the red circles are the ones you really got to worry about. I said, you still have to worry about these blue guys, but the red ones are the ones. I said, this is all within 1 mile of your house. I said, and this is within 5 miles of your house. I said, these are people that like to play with little boys and little girls, like what happened to Jessica Lunsford. I said, you don't want that to happen to you. Your mom doesn't want that to happen to you. I don't want that to happen to you. But you keep running off like this, we're not going to let you go to church. We're not going to let you go in. We will put you on like those kids have at the parks, where they have the little monkeys on their back with leashes, and that's as far as you can go wander from us. No, I don't need that. I said, well, then you're going to need to quit running off. Right? Is your mom not doing this to be mean or anything? She's doing this for your well-being.
Right. Protecting.
We care about you.
Well, back at that party, I guess you'd taken. Explain to me what happened with when you got out of UCH hospital on the 24th, and you had somebody's paperwork.
Oh yeah,
Did you end up on TV or something?
Yes, I did.
What happened?
I have acute reactions to antibiotics. I can take an antibiotic one time, take it a second time. By the third time I take it, I can't take it no more.
Okay.
It's probably from that drug overdose I received when I was 2 weeks old. I received my mom knows the exact dosage. I think it was 30 milligrams or 30 cc's, something like that, of kiptomycin or streptomycin, which has caused my hearing loss.
Yeah.
That's why I have a constant ringing in my ear. When I got done there, they said I had Bactroban on, and I had a rash, a real bad rash right there.
Yeah.
So I can no longer take Bactroban now. Well, get out, we all get our discharge paper. Okay, Jeff, put it up in the glove box. I'm sitting there. A couple days go by. I think it was Sunday. No, this is 24th, 25th. Yes, it was 26th of April. I'm looking up. I'm like, is this your paperwork or is this mine? Looked at it and said, oh, that's hospitals. Who's Kathy Carnegie, Ava Johnson, Juan George, and Karen Hollier. You know, I ought to call these people and tell them I know their social security numbers and date of birth, because they need to know this. If I was to call the hospital right now, they'll just sweep it under the rug. My best bet is to call the individual, let them know I have this paperwork, I'm willing to give it back to them. This way they can address it to the hospital, because if I don't do it this way, they'll just sweep it under the rug and nobody will ever know that it happened. So called Fox 13. Fox 13 was like, yeah, we're definitely interested in that. And I called Ava Johnson, and she thought I was joking around until she started listening to the information I'd given her. Karen Hollier was still in the hospital in room 475. And let's see, Ava Johnson. Oh no, that was Carnegie. I'm sorry, Kathy. No, Kathy's Carnegie lawyer is the one that called me, and I gave her all the paperwork.
Did somebody at the party make mention of that and say, hey, I saw you on the news or something?
Oh, my mom was kind of ticked off about it. She goes, you're getting your face plastered all over TV. I said, there's nothing wrong with it. I said, I did the right thing. I said, I'd want to know. I said, it makes me wonder if my information inadvertently got out there. She goes, yeah, but now you got to worry about the hospital taking action against you and not giving you the same quality as care, because I don't care what anybody else says. It's happened before. Inadvertent mistakes are made. Sure, that can be explained off of, oh, I made a mistake.
Right.
I've seen it happen. I mean, I worked in a field that we strive to make. I can put it to you this way: how to use of force. No, the individual knew the inmate was being punched, but as the investigator asked this individual, did you see that inmate being punched? He heard it. He didn't see it. But they didn't ask him if he heard it. They asked him if he saw it. So did he lie?
No. He answered the question.
He answered the question that they asked. He answered the specific question they asked. So I work in a field that where they you strive to get, you have to word things and stuff like that. So yeah.
So I know it sounds crazy, like he's just talking about a bunch of stuff, like how his mother he was 2 weeks old and he was overdosing on some antibiotics and it got him a hearing loss, and he was talking about how he was a role model. Like it went from the part 1 video into the part 2 video, how he's a role model, and in the boy's life, how if you run along and if there's people that are in the neighborhood that likes take children and things like that. So, and then he's talking about there was a bunch of paperwork with people's information. Now he's talking about being in prison. What he's trying to do is he's trying to play in a way crazy. Like he has mental health illness. Because he already admitted that he killed Lisa and the 2 children and the dog. Okay. So now he's playing this whole act. And all the detectives doing is allowing him to talk. Keep talking. That's what you're going to see in most of these interviews with detectives like this and interrogation rooms, is you let the suspect talk. And that, I know, is a long draw, and you're just like, oh my goodness, when is he going to get to the point? But it's really beneficial if you just watch it and you just listen to it. Why he got pink legs is because he's already in county, and this was May 14th of 2008. So he's already caught and in county, so he's wearing county clothes. Yeah, right. Predator list. Like he was explaining to his stepson that, there's people that are on this list and they will take kids and we might have to wear, at this time, put you a monkey bag, like put it on a kid, a monkey bag with a leash and all this crazy stuff. So it's going to get to the point. I promise, guys. I promise. All right, let's get back to it. Please, if you cannot hear, put your headphones in. And trigger warning, if you feel like it's too much, I would understand if you leave. All right, here we go.
Yeah, there's ways to, well, I thought I did it, or I had a couple of stitches put in wrong because of this right here by the Zebra Hills doctor. She was ticked off at me because she had to do me the year before.
Well, did you say to anybody at the party, you may see me on the news next week?
My knowledge, no, I don't think so.
Now, what about, everybody was found with their clothes off except Zachary had a t-shirt on, partially on.
Good been his t-shirt and,
Right.
okay. That boy, he's either with his t-shirt on or with his t-shirt off. Heck, half the time he goes to bed with his school clothes on.
Yeah. He's getting to be a teenager. What all happened to him?
If I remember, I think I stabbed him 3 times. Once in the back and twice in the chest cavity, I think.
You don't recall stabbing him anywhere else?
Huh?
You don't recall stabbing him anywhere else?
Sir?
You don't recall stabbing him anywhere else?
No, not offhand. I mean, I still see pictures like, I can't believe it actually.
I understand. I understand. Look at your hand for a second. Open your hand up for me. See your hand?
Mm-hmm.
What do you see there? On this hand here? A few cuts. You're right or left-handed?
Left-handed. I'm right-handed, but I can use both hands.
Okay. Do you remember which hands you used when you were doing this? Did you
Probably
use
both hands.
Both hands? Okay. Do you remember at any time while doing this, do you ever recall a knife breaking?
I recall 2 knives breaking.
Okay. Can you tell me where you remember breaking it?
No, 1 knife broke, 1 knife bent.
Okay. Okay.
The bread knife is the one that bent, and I believe it bent about a 1/4 inch above the plastic handle, and it would make an L this way.
Okay.
I think yes.
Okay. What about the one that broke?
The one that broke, I want to say would be your chopping knife.
Okay.
The long triangular one, I think that broke at the stock.
At the stock?
Yes.
What kind of handle was, what kind of handle was?
Just cheap plastic.
What color, do you remember what color plastic?
Black, I think.
Okay. And where did,
gray.
and where did it break at?
Right at the
Right,
top.
but at what point of the 3 did that break? And why did it break?
Might be from hitting a bone.
Okay, on who?
I think.
Okay, and do you remember?
I think when I got that.
Okay. You think the deep cut on the inside of your hand?
Yes.
That's when you got that?
Because that knife is smooth, whereas the bread knife was
Serrated.
Serrated, yes.
Okay. So, and where on your, where was it that you stabbed him whenever that stayed? You know what I'm saying, or whenever that broke, rather?
I want to say in his back.
Okay.
I want to say the back.
Okay. Can you, I mean, do you know whereabouts? I mean,
midline.
Talking, I mean, you're talking back?
Midline, yeah.
Midline?
Yeah, just below the shoulder blade, midline, I believe.
Okay. ever, you didn't pull it out?
I don't think so.
Now, at what point, I was gone for a while, so if you've already said this, obviously, you know, I was out for a second or two. With stabbing 3 times in the bed, at what point in time did you bring him from there? Why'd you pull him from in there? And where'd you take him? What'd you do? And when you were doing the stabbing in the back, where were you doing that at?
I know the first stab was in the bedroom.
All right, guys, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let this play.
And I don't know why I took him out to the living room,
Okay.
other than to set him and his sister together. And I think I was going to put with them also, but that's when the circle started kicking in and I couldn't move anymore.
What kind of shape is the trailer in generally? I mean, as far as the walls?
That's the only, excuse me, the only issue I had, and it really wasn't her fault. There was a roach problem with the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all of Florida. She tried, we tried, but there were just times I'd be with the medication, I couldn't get up, tie my own shoes if I had to. And she would just be out of gas. I mean, she's just tired from working.
Well, I'm not talking about the clothes and things like that. I'm talking about the walls, like were there holes in the walls or?
To my understanding, some of that was from Tom, her ex. He liked to punch the walls.
Well, these had blood on them.
Okay, then I may have done those. I don't recall. Well, I may have done a couple of those.
Punching, that they're big holes. I mean, like the size of a body, almost like the size.
Oh, I
You don't recall anything like that?
don't, honestly don't recall whether no, I think I punched a wall, yes.
Yeah.
But to throw her, I honestly, right now, I don't know.
Again, we were still trying to answer the question on the actual knife. When you said that the knife broke in his back,
Yeah.
where was that at? When you were doing this, what room were you in?
I think, if I remember correctly, it was the living room by the door.
Okay, so you already had him out there by the door.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else that you did to him that you recall that,
I remember cutting him.
okay, where do you remember cutting him?
His groin,
His groin?
yes.
Can you explain to me?
Well, no, I couldn't. I know this is
So right now he is just pretty much demonstrating. They're doing their technique of asking him certain questions: where he stabbed him, how he stabbed him, why is the reason the way they're stabbing him. You know, one of the knives broke into one of the boys in the back. It was the chopping knife. So please, if this is too much, it's okay to leave. It's really going to get personal in this one, I believe. We got a couple more minutes, and then we're going to play the other one.
Please don't think it wasn't sex to be God. No way a sexual act.
Okay.
I don't know why.
What, you said you cut him in the groin, what exactly did you do?
I think a big circle,
Okay,
and that was it.
you just cut a big circle?
Well, I cut a big circle and it just came right off.
What came right off?
As scrotum and urethra.
Okay. What'd you do with that?
As far as I know, I left it there
Okay,
next to him, as far as I know.
okay.
Why, where was
Was
it?
there anything else that you, well, actually, it was on the other side of the room.
Okay.
So that's why, you know, it was actually on the other side of the room. But now, do you remember anything else that you did with?
Should have been it. I know there was a lot of things falling when I knocked the dresser over. I want to say there was another knife that broke, but I don't remember it breaking. For some reason, I know one is bent.
We may come back to you as we go along. You use the bread knife, majority, you use that on, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, is that what you actually used to cut her head off or not?
I think so.
You think so? Was that the knife that you used to actually, when you first came in contact with it?
I believe so. I have to pee.
Okay, certainly.
Please.
Absolutely. Come on.
So it's about to get really, really, really intense. I'm gonna play a little bit from this one. I think we're gonna play half of this one. And please, please, guys, if this is too much, just know you can always leave. But we're gonna play a little bit of this one and we'll discuss. So right now they are having him discuss right now they're discussing pretty much letting him discuss what he did to the bodies. So all right, here we go. Thank you, Christine. We're probably gonna play maybe halfway through it to see where we're at. But here we go.
The man who admitted to one of the Bay Area's most heinous murder cases will soon find out if he will live or die for the crime.
Well, Judge dismissed jurors a short time ago. That is because Edward Covington wants to be sentenced by the judge. Judge William Fuente will decide whether or not he gets life in prison or the death penalty. Now, Covington rubbed his eyes and looked very uncomfortable as CSI techs who processed the 2008 crime scene spoke in graphic detail about where the bodies were discovered in that Lutz mobile home. You may remember Covington fired his attorneys, then rehired them, and then changed his plea to guilty during the trial.
You know, Mom, what I was getting at is about being a lot to handle is they do want to come and talk to you, and they're going to be in and out, but like I said, it's going to be a couple of hours, okay? All right. Just use the bathroom. There's a few breaks. It's 1:15 now.
Somebody can have a cigarette around.
Want a cigarette?
Please, I just,
Mm.
I want to say something to Elise.
What would you say to him?
I'm so sorry. It's not me. It wasn't anything her mom did. I loved her mom to death. I loved her daughter. I don't know what happened. I can't put my finger on what happened, but it's been this progression on down a spiral that I couldn't get help with. I was turning to people to get help and couldn't get help. This is not just blew up. It was a time bomb waiting to explode, and it blew up. Why? I couldn't tell you. Your daughter did nothing wrong. Savannah did nothing wrong. Zachary did nothing wrong. Nobody did anything wrong or deserved to have this happen to them. God, the community must think I'm some kind of monster.
I'll tell you that it's not. It's not easy.
I'm not.
Definitely not easy. You gotta figure people are worried and scared and concerned. There's someone out there.
And you know what really, really, really pissed me off? Thomas, her neighbor, she had to go to court on the 16th because of the dogs. His girlfriend has been letting Dakota out and calling the city dog pound on her for Dakota being out. That's why we put that the old kennel back there.
Is Dakota the white dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
She had lodged several complaints, and she had to go to court on the 16th. We tried doing mediation with them. We've gone over there and knocked on the door. Dude, what can we do? Went and talked to us. And then I'm on TV saying what he was saying. I'm like, how dare he? Yeah, he wouldn't come out and talk to us.
When did you see that?
And what's your name was there? I think it was the next morning when they were supposed to release me, but they didn't release me. They were worried about my potassium. I think it was the next day.
Tuesday?
I think so.
Who was there? You said, what's her name was there?
Oh, what's her face? She's a tall, husky girl.
Deputy?
Yes, sir. No, we just got
Okay.
the tail end of it, but I can read lips, and I can hear him saying something about how she was well liked.
And that makes you angry because he's the one that's causing her problems too because of that.
Yeah, he was the one causing us problems. He was causing problems, well, not causing us problems. He was putting undue pressure on Lisa because of his girlfriend.
The dog.
And he was pissed off because I was with Lisa and she wasn't with him, or something like that. I don't know how we just stayed away from everybody down there.
One of the things I wanted to ask you, going back,
Sure.
like, you said that when you got up that morning and you went out, had you already killed Lisa, or did you go out in Savannah, do Savannah first, and then go to Lisa?
Did Savannah first, I believe.
Okay. And Lisa never heard anything?
No, I don't think so. Well, like I said, Savannah never yelled or never cried, never, she didn't even say no.
Didn't make any noises or anything? I mean, didn't hear her say anything or any noises she made or anything like
No,
that?
sir.
Well, where'd you have to get the knife from?
That I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you because I know I used that bread knife earlier.
You talking the bread knives, the serrated?
Yes, sir, the
Okay.
serrated one. I want to say that it was on the countertop because I had used it to cut bread the night before.
Okay.
So it was not in its normal
where the knives normally kept?
Those knives are normally up there in the knife poultry set. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it a full set?
All the slots were taken, but it was a full set.
Oh, you don't have a matching set or
I
anything?
don't know
Okay.
if it was a match.
But all the slots were
All
full?
the slots were full. We had one slot that had two scissors in it.
Oh, okay.
Then we had my stuff that was going in, and Lisa likes to pack rat a lot of stuff, especially glasses from Germany. But we had a lot of silverware. I had some better silverware than she had on certain food items like spatulas and can openers, and or she would have better plates for the kids.
So the knife was on the counter though, because you used it the night before?
Yeah, I could have used any one, yes.
And then, with Savannah, that you just left her on the couch?
Yes, sir, I did.
When you were saying you ripped her in half, do you remember where you did that at?
I think that process started on the couch.
Okay.
Because I know I had to get her undressed
Mhm.
in order to do that. I mean, that's the only logical step. But to explain it and how that transpired, I don't know if I cut the clothes or if I think I may have pulled her pants off
Okay.
because I think she had a diaper on.
Okay.
In fact, I know she had a diaper on.
Right. Well, when you did that, what did you do first? What did you cut? I mean, because you already cut her head off?
No, sir. I had already cut her throat.
Okay.
And I know she was already dead, or at least I think she was dead. There's no scientific proof to say yay or nay.
Okay.
All I know is she wasn't breathing.
Right.
And there was no blood flowing.
Okay. Well, that's pretty fair guess.
I think I used I then went to Lisa,
Okay.
and why I was asking, I don't know, about the bank card. For some reason, I was asking about the bank card and the keys.
Okay.
And she kept saying, if you'll let me go, I'll go out and get them. If you'll let me go, I'll go out and get them. If you let me go, I'll go out and get them.
Okay.
See Savannah?
No, she hasn't seen Savannah.
This is all in the back bedroom?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Because I remember her having a bloody face, but I don't remember punching her or anything.
Who, her? Lisa?
Lisa. But I don't remember punching her. I may have, I don't know, I may have be the blood from Savannah that was on my hands. I mean, I don't recall punching her, no.
But then you remember choking her.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do remember that.
And you said then she stopped breathing. Could you physically tell she quit breathing? I mean, you said that, but.
Yes, because I could tell she had stopped breathing. I could feel her body go limp.
Okay.
And then I think I stabbed her in an upward motion here, which probably would have perforated the heart and the lung.
Okay, you're pointing to your chest?
Yes, sir. Like I think from just below the diaphragm.
So right now he is describing what he has done to Savannah, Lisa, and he kind of described what he did to the boy. I don't think he has talked about the dog yet, but right now he is describing what he did to Savannah, the 2-year-old, and Lisa, the girlfriend. All right, let's get back to it.
I think an upward motion.
Okay.
With the triangular cutting knife.
Triangular cutting?
Yeah, the triangular.
That would have been more like a butcher knife?
Yes, yes, the butcher knife.
How wide of a blade was that?
It starts off at a point, and I think at its widest, it may be
2.5.
So,
an inch and a half,
okay.
2 inches.
Okay. And now you did that right then?
Yes, sir.
Did you take the knife in with you, or did you have to leave and go get it and come back?
I think I had to leave and go get it and come back. That's where I think all these bruises are coming from, because I had Seroquel coming in, and I know this, nobody did this to me. This was from falling. All this is from falling
From
down.
stumbling
Okay.
over stuff?
Sir,
Stumbling over stuff, or?
not so much stumbling over stuff, having no coordination.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, I know Seroquel's kicking in, and I'm trying, I'm hearing things that I know aren't
He's
there.
playing the dummy
I-
act right now.
I can
Sorry.
look at this wall long enough and tell you I can see
All right.
the jungle.
So he says the Seroquel is kicking in, and I have no balance, pretty much, or no core grit, whatever he said. He's lying, because then how did you kill the 2 children, the girlfriend, and the dog, if you don't know what's going on? So just be watching and just pay attention what he does. And if you listen to the last one that I played in part 1, he remembers everything, but doesn't really remember the killings. Just pay attention. All right.
See fish jumping in and out of the pond. Your mind plays tricks on you. You see things and hear things, or I knew wasn't there.
Right.
Hey, let me know if you start seeing a jungle over there.
I was already looking at it in the holding cell.
Oh, were you?
Yeah,
Was it a jungle, or was it
it was a
it
jungle,
was a jungle?
a nice green lush jungle. Go home. I made a mistake.
Yes.
Maybe I could do it right the next time. I was put here for a reason, and this, I know this was not it.
What do you think it is?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, my God, I've given a drug overdose when I was 2 weeks old, survived. My dad stopped me from drowning, and I was at the bottom of the pool for over 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. I was gone, had to do CPR on me. I remember walking hand in hand with my dad's grandfather, telling me, "It's not your time. There's good things for you." And then my dad bringing me back. I remember one time I was choking to death on a hot dog, and my dad saving me. I come up on his death's side. I hit the chair, and he heard me and saved me. And I've had a lot of close calls. Being T-boned on my motorcycle, I could have been killed on that.
Yeah,
The
and
only
then
injury
you just
I
walked
had
over that.
was my leg.
Exactly.
This wasn't supposed to happen. This was not supposed to happen.
When you went and got the knife, you came back to Lisa. Was this before or after you went in with Zachary?
I think Zachary died in this room.
Well, yeah, you had said that, but did you go out to the truck first and then come back into Zachary's room? Or did you kill all 3, then go out to the truck? Do you remember?
Part of me wants to say I went over, checked on Zachary, and then went outside. But part of me wants to say I checked on him, said, "You want to go with your mom?" And he's like, rolled over, and I stabbed him. And then I went out to the truck. I'm not quite sure how it happened, but I know I stabbed him in his room.
Now, you've mentioned knives, and you mentioned several different knives. You know, the bread knife, and then the butcher knife, the
I
triangular
think,
bladed
yeah,
knife.
that's the butcher knife, the triangle bladed one.
Right, you've mentioned those. What about any other weapons that were used, that you remember using, that we haven't mentioned, that you remember?
I think I may have dropped the TV on Zachary when he was in the living room.
Where
And
at?
I think the head area, because of where the body was positioned and the way the
Entertainment
yeah,
center?
the entertainment center came down, and then Lisa had sent me to go look for something, and that might be one of the bruises from the TV.
Okay,
But that's, I think, was it.
okay. And now, any other, do you think that's it on, on any?
Off my head, I think that's it. There may have been a speaker box that I kicked.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Remember anything, the face? Doing anything to anybody in the face?
Let me check, Christine. I think he said a handful. Yeah, he took a handful of Seroquel because he was dead tired. He did not enclose how much Seroquel he took.
How about Lisa? To her face, you said you remembered blood, but this could have been after. You know, this could have been after you were trying, she kept asking you to go do stuff, and then you kept, you know, trying to go do what she wanted, but, you know, you're getting, you were trying to stop it, right?
no, I was trying to get what she wanted me to get.
Find it. Were you okay with that? You couldn't find certain?
Yeah, it just got to the point, Lisa, I'll get it when my Seroquel wears off. I'll get it when my Seroquel wears
Okay.
off. I can't see straight.
Uh-huh.
Then it dawned on me when I think this, before everybody came, I looked, I'm like, God, this is a nightmare. I better take some more Seroquel. I know this is a nightmare. This didn't happen. And that's when I think I took the rest of my Depakote and all the aspirin, Tylenol, caffeine I took, whatever it's called, Buprenorphine.
Well, what made you hide in the closet?
Oh,
Do you remember going into the closet?
vaguely.
I
I
mean,
mean, I remember walking in there and slipping and falling down,
okay.
but I don't remember what I was going in for. Because it was quite a while from the time I went in there till I
You were
actually,
found?
yeah,
And when you were found, were you covered up with anything?
the clothes that I was trying to get,
What were you trying to get?
some coat.
Why?
Lisa sent me to go get it, Zachary a coat.
Because he was cold?
She didn't say, it's like feeding the animals. I mean, I was hearing her say, go feed the animals, or go give me this, or go get me that. And I can't do that right now. I can't even see straight.
Well, there was dog food on her.
That's because she left the dog food stuff by the door,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I was trying to move it, and in my weakened state from, that's like, I think a 50-pound or 60-pound bag, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I went to pick it up, and I fell down with it.
Okay. They had grass seed all over them too. What was that?
That's from when she used to have Skylar over. Used to, she would let Skylar come over, and she'd put the Bahia grass, I think it was, seeds out there. So during the summer, the grass would go, and she would let her horse out there, and he would basically cut the grass. But her own next door neighbor started complaining to animal control, so we had to take him back over to a boarding house.
Why'd they have grass seed on them though? How'd that happen?
Because I know, was that, I think she was storing those out in the living room.
I mean, did you throw that around, or how
No,
did you get on?
no,
Because it wasn't dumped. I mean, it wasn't dumped in a huge area. That's why we're asking that.
I might have hit a bag and ripped it open, or
So when they found the bodies, they found grass seed and things inside the cuts where he stabbed his victims with, and he put grass seed and other things, dog food and stuff like that inside their cuts. That's what I read in the last video I did. We were reading, and he put stuff in their wounds. He cut the boys' testicles off, strode them off, and everything. Like the way he did it, it's undescribable. And like they're trying to get to the bottom, why and where and when or how you thought to kill a family for, like on Mother's Day of all things. Like what made you drive and strive to hurt somebody like that? And that's where they're getting to. That's what's happening. Why is this, and why was this place, and where was this place? What was you thinking at that time when you did this and that? So they can put a storyline together about it. So yeah, I wanted to add that in there because the way he describes what he done to them is undescribable. It's disgusting. All right, here we go.
the entertainment center might have knocked it down or knocked it over, but no, no. Mm-mm.
What about the hammers that are in the house?
The what?
The hammers?
I want to say Lisa had one hammer and I had one hammer. I had a little penny,
Ball peen?
no, not a ball peen, a little penny hammer, basically,
Oh.
like penny nails and finishing moldings and stuff. Lisa had a knee swing that was should be in the bottom drawer, left side, all the way back, east wing.
That's a nice carpenter's
Yeah,
hammer.
Well, yeah, carpenter's hammer, but you damn sure don't use it as an electrician unless you want to light your.
Why is that? Steel shaft?
Yeah, it's steel. The fiberglass or wood for me.
Well,
Besides, I find masonry hammers work better as a carpenter to do rough out.
Yeah. That hammer was found, I think, by her. You don't remember having that?
No, sir. I remember my hammer, my little brown hammer, yes, but that one, like I said, it should have been in the drawer, but she had been doing projects lately. We had done, we were wanting my dad to come down and cut down a couple of those trees by the service head, but after looking at it, I told her we'd have to contact Pico because it's too close to the service head, and if one of them live branches touch the service head, we become instant sushi.
Yeah.
We were going to have them look at that and then go from there about cutting that down. We were going to move the pool out, level that area out, put that red and white stone down there, and then put the pool back there.
So you don't remember hitting anybody with a hammer?
No, sir. I know I hit Duke with the hammer.
Which one? Yours?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That I do remember. I mean, it's so jumbled. It's. I see one thing, and then it's like 10 other things, or like cutting Zachary in the groin wasn't. It was not sexual. I didn't even touch his penis. I used, I think, my pliers, and I cut it, and it just fell off, and I was like, yeah.
And just tossed it?
Yeah, yes, sir. If I remember correctly, that was a fillet knife with my Kleins, my yellow handle Kleins.
What about a little paring knife? There's a little white paring knife we found.
There's a little white paring knife?
Yeah, we found that.
That should be my potato peeler. I have two potato peelers. Those were used for anything.
Okay.
I have the a good one for when you want to feel real quick, and the little white one for when Zachary acts that switchy one.
KP duty.
So I'm not gonna get into what he has done and violate the private parts to the children, but he literally cut the 2-year-old in half, pretty much. He tried to cut down to the bone and cut her like literally in her like her chest bone and try to cut her all the way like half. And what he did, like he said, he took pliers and cut his thing down there. Pretty much, yeah. He butchered them. Like, literally tried to, like, cut them into pieces, and I don't know why. And this is where they're trying to figure out, like, why are you doing this? What's the point of doing this? And it's so sad. It's so sad, but I think the more we watch it, the more we're gonna understand where his mental, where's his emotion, things like that. What did he feel about her, and what he felt about the children, things like that. You don't just wake up one morning and be like, I'm just gonna kill my girlfriend and his kids and the dog. Like, there's something really mentally not okay for you to do that. Just, why don't you just leave your girlfriend if that's the case, if you feel that you needed to do that? Like, we'll never understand why men or women are driven to do that. So let's play more of it.
So when all's said and done, is that when you took your Depakote? You remember what time it was?
No, from, like I said, the last recollection of time, the actual hard time I can remember was on Saturday. From Saturday night, when we had sex, to my last login, whatever my last login is on America's Army, which I can give you my login code and everything, and my passcode on the computer.
What's that?
My passcode is 3451.
What's your username?
That's to get into the main, where when you power up, you just type in 3451 under the computer administrator.
Okay.
For armies, you click on, you have two icons: American Armies and American Operations, America's Army. Click on that. User ID is ECOV1.
ECOV1.
At, QAZ123. Most of my passwords are QAZ123. Because I have run across like pictures I think might be risque, and have sent them off to the FBI and stuff like that.
What was the user? EC?
ECOV1.
Okay.
Like my Yahoo.
And then the password is Quaz?
Yeah, Quaz. Most of my passwords are like that. Because the state always wanted you to have a letter and a digit, and you couldn't be the same thing every 30 days. So
Yeah.
QAZ123, WSF133, so forth, so forth, so forth.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I got to change password.
Feel your pain.
But no, like my Yahoo is E_Covington at Yahoo. And that's the only one that has a different password. That's Ed and Hell. It reminds me of my ex-wife.
Ed and Hell, or just Ed?
Ed, ANDHELL. Which will get you into MySpace, which is which I hardly ever use MySpace because half them damn things are bots.
What do you mean, bots?
Fake ads.
Oh.
They're trying to stitch you up to a single site and this and so forth.
What's your MySpace?
It's my Yahoo email address.
Okay.
And it's EdenHell1, because you gotta have a digit with that one. I figured it's easier to give you all this information than trying to have somebody hack into it.
No,
Get-
I
or get
appreciate it.
subpoenas-
Yeah.
get subpoenas for it. Because my Plenty of Fish profile is ECOV1 EdenHell, and that was to log in.
ECOV1.
And that's at plentyoffish.com.
Plenty of fish.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just Ed and Hell 1.
Mm-hmm.
You had a little, incident here not too long ago on the news as well, didn't you?
Sure.
Said you had a little incident on the news here not too long ago, didn't you? From University Community Hospital?
Yeah. And that was because, like I said, I had the rash right here. In fact, you probably still see some.
Right, you had an infection, you had to go have it taken care of?
Yeah, it was just a minor, an acute antibiotic infection to Bactroban. It started with sulfa. I could take sulfa. By the fourth time I took sulfa, I ended up with like these red splotches up under the palms of my hands. And Dr. Dawson said, I don't think you should be taking sulfa anymore. You might need to be careful with Bactroban. Try the ointment. As long as the ointment doesn't do anything to you, you'll be fine.
Right.
Well, I had like water blisters from my elbow all the way up to here.
Really?
And,
Had been a little uncomfortable.
and was there, and I told him, I said, look, I said, this is an allergic reaction.
Right.
I'm probably allergic to Bactroban. So get some Benadryl and so forth and get it cleaned up.
Right.
Upon leaving, didn't think nothing of it, put my paperwork together and set it up on the visor and half of it, when discharge and stuff to keep clean, dry,
Right.
this, that, woo-hoo. Well, that was like, I think the third. That Hey, Lisa, you know what this is? No, it says. The individual's name, date of birth,
I am so sorry, guys. I didn't even know. Hold on. Let me see where it stopped playing at.
So, when
Okay.
paperwork together, set it up on the visor.
All right, let's see. Hold on.
Start to keep clean, dry, this, that. Well, that was like, I think the third.
Let's start right here. Yep, I see when it's freezing. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, there we go. So all they're doing is, like I've been saying, what they've been doing is all they're doing is trying to getting information out, trying to figure. There's not much discussion about this, but this is more of the part 2 of why, how, where, when, why did you do it, and then now I think they're talking about the Army stuff. Maybe that had a part of it, what he was looking at, watching, things like that. So, alrighty. We're going to play probably a little bit more of this. And then we're probably going to cut it short. Because, I don't know, there's 28. Alright, we'll just see. We'll just play a little bit more of it. Alright, here we go.
I'm leaving, setting up now the paperwork together and set it up on the visor and have everything discharge and start to keep clean, dry, this, that. Woo-hoo. Well, that was like, I think a Thursday, April 24th was the Thursday or Friday, because it was Sunday when I noticed paperwork again. I knew she was going to work that night, overnight, so I wanted to make sure I had all my paperwork with me. I was sitting there looking on, that ain't my stuff. Lisa is this, and as I said that and pulled it out, I'm like, oh, hey, Lisa, you know what this is? No, I said, I could steal this person's identity right here if I wanted to. Had their name. And I mean, quite literally, steal their, because all you need is the individual's name, date of birth, social security number.
Mm-hmm. You get that paperwork back?
Yes, I did.
To who?
I gave it to Kathy Carnegie's lawyer, Regina something, a real nice black lady.
Kathy Carnegie, who's she?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Kathy Carnegie?
One of
Kathy
the
Carnegie,
people's
one of the people that was that I got the
patients.
information to.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, her lawyer was telling me it was something like either $800 an offense or $8,000 an offense for a HIPAA violation.
Well, when you were over at, and when was that? When was that you?
I noticed that that Sunday in April. I think it would have been April.
That was the 24th. You went on the 24th. You went and had that done,
Mm-hmm.
and then the 4th. I don't know what date I was saying. Let me get my calendar. Look at my calendar. All right. Let me see here. The 24th was a Thursday. So then on the 27th was a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That was when you said you noticed it.
Yes.
And then you reported it when?
That day to, I got a hold of Kathy Carnegie.
On Sunday?
On Sunday. Got a hold of Ava Johnson on Sunday. Got a hold of Kathy Hollier's emergency contact on Sunday, because Kathy Hollier came in by ambulance for diabetes, and she was still in the hospital in room 475.
Good memory.
I got almost, well, I'd say I've got almost a photographic memory.
I mean, you're remembering all these people's names. I mean, hell, I barely remember my name most of the time. You know all their names. Pretty awesome.
Association.
What do you mean?
Because I can't hear real well,
Right.
I've had to learn how to spell different ways, like feeling how to spell. I got caught cheating. Well, cheating in high school was what led me to learning how to pronunciate words, because my 9th grade teacher caught me and he knew something was wrong. And instead of turning me into the football coach, he pulled it out of me that I was hard of hearing, and he sat down and took time to work with me on that. Plus, I've always been good with numbers. If I can assign a number to something, I can probably remember it.
Well, when did you go to the news with this?
As soon as I got a hold of them,
Yeah, that was on Sunday.
it was on Sunday, I called the news desk. I want to say it was around noon, between noon and from noon to 2 o'clock in the afternoon
On,
Sunday.
okay.
And that's when they found the little baby over there in Pinellas, I think it was, the baby that had been kidnapped. It was either Pinellas or no, it was Manatee. There was a child that was kidnapped in Manatee, the baby that they found dead.
Okay.
I think it was down south, but there was that. The reporter was kind of callous on it because she goes, well, it's the same old news, another baby abducted and passed away. And I was like, man, that's not right.
Who was the reporter?
That
you were talking to?
Yes, the news desk lady for
The news desk.
for
Gotcha.
13. Then they're like, yeah, we definitely want to do the story though, but no, it was the draft. I'm sorry, they were doing the draft. They were doing the NFL draft. They were covering the draft so they couldn't have anybody come out. And
Actually, the draft was going to be the 26th and 27th.
it was the 27th, Sunday, right?
Yes.
News Channel 8, we called Bay News 9. Bay News 9 is like, yeah, right, what else? Hey, Brian House don't want an exclusive? Hey,
Right.
well.
Right.
So, Fox 13 came out on Monday at around 1 o'clock. And the black guy came out, filmed me, asked me some questions and everything. And then the reporter called me, and she asked me more questions. And they wanted me to go on the news for the 12 o'clock thing that she does, Stacy Shibo, or whatever, at 12 noon, or I guess their afternoon thing, because there's a company that's wanting to take all our medical records and make them information, accessible.
So right now he's just explaining certain things that he did in his life, about how he ended up on the news, things like that. So I know it's a long draw. It's very long, but there is a reason for it. So please stay with me. All right. I think I'm going to scoot up a little bit, about to 40, and we'll go from there. Okay.
He's been after me, wanting me to buy him a gun.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he wants I can call him up. I don't even have to call him up. I can go out there and say, hey, Mouth, I got a gun, give me about 45 minutes. And he goes, well, I'll either give you 40 in cash and 40 in rock, or this and that, however you want to do it. I can talk bullshit with the best.
Right.
But yeah, because I asked him, I called him up one day because Wolfgang came up and goes, well, how much can you get a quarter from me for? I said $3.30. So I got him a quarter.
Right.
When you getting as bad as I was, you started throwing your Okay, I make this line. If I cross it this time, I'll be okay. And then it just goes and goes and goes and goes.
Right, no, and, let me, what were you, that morning, whenever you got up? What were you wearing when you got up that
I don't wear underwear hardly. The only time I really wear underwear was when I was working. I started off with my blue shorts, but because I've lost so much weight, my carpenter shorts.
Jeans or?
Yeah, they're jeans, they're carpenter jean shorts. I had to take them off because I couldn't find my belt to help hold them up.
That morning?
That morning, I couldn't find my belt.
Did
I
they
know I
have
was
stuff
looking.
all over them?
Huh?
Did they have stuff all over them?
I think so. It might have been buried under the dog food or grass or something. I know I was looking for my belt and couldn't find it.
Do you remember where you took the pants off at?
I think I took the pants off in the bathroom and I went ahead and switched to my lyric shorts that I had on.
The ones that,
They found me in, yes.
okay, the black ones you were wearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I either wear those lyric ones for like work and stuff because it helps keep you cool when it's hot outside,
Mhm.
or the cotton ones. And usually cotton during the winter and the lyric during the summer.
Okay.
Because I wear BDUs, the best work pants to work in, nylon ripstop.
Right, yeah, that is true. Did you have a shirt or anything on, or any
No.
shoes, anything like that? You just had the shorts on, that was it?
Yes, I had just the shorts on.
Okay.
What about Lisa? Does Lisa sleep in the nude, or she wear something to bed, or what?
Did she? That night, yes, we both slept in the nude.
But
That, you got a mark right here on your cheek.
Funny
It
thing.
actually looks, it's actually a small cut, it looks like.
Believe it or not, that's two different cuts. That individual Kimberly Dotson, boyfriend Roger, is one that did the initial cut when I slammed in the back of it. Not too long ago, I was on my way to probation, got hit in the face with a rock.
Oh, really?
And it just so happened, it was right on the same, I should have had sutures put there, but I didn't.
Okay.
And I got hit here and went ahead and had it taken care of.
That's interesting.
Oh man, you talk about seeing stars.
Wait a minute.
Boom!
you hit a rock at 60 miles an hour.
I don't know if it was a rock, if it was a bug, or a combination of the two, because I had a rock caller going this way and a rock caller coming this way, and it stung. I saw stars.
I gotta use the bathroom now, I didn't use it last time.
Yeah. You good? You all right?
You want more water?
Please.
Yeah, take it on.
I still had, I think for like this new sniper rifle that's out that the military is using, the,
Twice you got stationed down there?
yes, sir. It was like this, okay. Social Security, I just had a major motorcycle accident.
All right. Well, I think the rest of this. Hold on. All right. Wait. It's him just talking about his life.
Randy and Rick.
Yeah, these are just him just talking.
Because what happened with Randy, they were jumping on that cliff.
Okay. Because usually when one detective sits.
Well, I was just trying to wait on your dad to get here.
But no, I mean, it's
You know, I'm sure someone got some back there, we'll do that. You want to,
Put him over there.
yeah, put them over there, we'll go strong some cigarettes, we'll buy some, go buy.
on there because I've lost control. I've lost my sense of reality. I've lost everything that happened should never have happened because it should have never, it shouldn't happen.
So yeah.
That was not me.
So I think the rest of this.
That of what transpired.
Okay, well, one thing I wanna go over real quick is,
Remember this?
Yeah, the waiver, 50%.
and you remember what that was, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything about it you didn't understand?
Sir?
Is there any?
Okay, so we pretty much heard what we heard was about him doing what he did to the children, what he did to the Lisa, and then I think at one point what he did to the dog. But I think the next one would be about the dog. So there's not much. All he has done was talk about his life, where he is mentally, physically, emotionally, how he was a crack cocaine addict, how he had all these issues when he was a child, who he knows, what he knows, where, what, how, and all these things. Okay. So if you want to watch it yourself and get ahead, here is the link to Blue Dot, it's called. I'll get to it in a minute. Blue Dot Crime, right there, right here. That's where I get most of my true crime shows at. But of right now, this part 2 was based on what he did to the children, how he lost reality, and pretty much at the end of it, he was just talking. I don't think it was any important to what we're describing or the case here. We do know that he remembers shit. He remembers names. He remembers what dates. He remembers what times, but he does not remember what he did to the murders. He don't remember where the knife went, certain things, but it was how he was so calm. And then there was a few times he broke down crying, but then he'll bring it back up like it was like a holding thing. And that's the reason why I skipped through a little bit of the video and the last of it, because he talks about, everything and everything. He tried to use that mental health card. He tried to use some type of self-pity so people could feel bad for him because of what happened, that at 2 weeks old he overdosed, things like that. You're welcome, Christine. So if you want to know anything more about that case, go look at Blue Dot Crime. They have a lot of cases on there, and I think it's like, I just love the channel. So yeah. But alrighty, I'm gonna get off here. I will be on tomorrow. Please keep your notification on. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to all so you can get all the latest notifications. Please hit that thumbs up or down, no matter what. It's free. If you like to help out with the channel in other ways, please check out the About section. All the links are there provided, the Cash App, the PayPal, Amazon link. If you ain't part of the Facebook page, please hit me up on Manextreme XM. It's the same as how I have my name on my channel with the avatar that is showing on right now. I hope everyone has a good night wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, or a good day. Be kind to yourself and others. It doesn't cost much. It is free. Don't let anybody tell you you're amount to nothing, because you are worth it. And I will see you guys later. Bye. And thank you, Christine and Teresa, for being here. Okay, bye-bye.